Hello everyone, my name is Arwen, and today we're doing something a little different. So, if you've been on my channel before, you'll know that I've done, drawing content. But I haven't been posting very much, and the reason for that is because I've just been obsessed with crochet, and, I'm like, I might as well just put some of that on my channel. It's like art that's, close enough to what I've been doing. Um, yeah, so in my channel from now on is going to be like a mix of just drawing and crochet and maybe some knitting. I've started doing knitting. That's but I have just started, so I don't know if I enjoy it yet. But yeah. So if you like drawing, don't worry. There's that is not going away, but there will also be crochet stuff. So what I'm doing today is I'm working on my mood blanket. You've probably seen mood blankets if you've been, watching, crochet videos on YouTube. At least it seems like to me, they've kind of been popping off. So I wanted to do one. I'm doing it a little bit different. What I've seen people do is they make, one row or one square, or, one round of a square, for each day, and it's just one mood. But it's very hard for me to pinpoint one mood in a day a lot of the time, so I'm doing granny squares, and the granny squares all have 2 rounds, so I can do 2 moods in a day, which has been helpful because there are some days where I just can't decide between 2 moods, so I just do both of them. Another thing that I've been doing is I try to work on the mood blanket every day. So I don't know if this is true, but a lot of people say that looking at your phone right before you go to bed messes with how well you sleep, so I'm doing a little experiment with myself. I'm putting away my phone every night, 10 minutes before I'm actually gonna go to sleep, and in those 10 minutes I work on my mood blanket. And we're gonna see if that helps my sleep at all. Yeah. So, I have this little notebook. I'll put up a picture of the notebook. It's very cute. I put a bunch of little stickers on it, and I keep track of my mood blanket in that. I write down, so I put away my phone. I write down whatever mood I was feeling that day, and it can be anything. It doesn't have to be one of the 10 moods that I assign colors to. It can just be anything. And then I look at my 10 colors and the moods I've assigned to them, and try to decide which one best fits the word that I wrote down. Because, I want to be honest. Sometimes, I didn't feel happy in a day, but I felt good. So I write down good, and then I do the color that I assigned happy to, because that's the closest one. Yeah. So, I do that, I make my little square, and then I attach the square to the rest of the blanket, using the, join as you go method. And you'll see that at the end of this video, me doing the join as you go method with the 4 squares that I've done. Oh, and I'm doing 4 squares today because I haven't done a great job of staying on top of that. I've just been really tired the last 4 days, so, I wasn't really on top of my mood blanket, and I just wrote down the mood and went to sleep. So, I'm catching up today, and that's what you're seeing. You've probably already seen it, but I made a little bit of a mistake on this brown granny square. I did 2 double crochets instead of 3 double crochets in one of the holes. So don't yell at me that I'm doing granny squares wrong. It's an honest mistake. I don't know why you would yell at me for that. That would be kind of stupid. But yeah. Also, in part of the video you see this ribbon with words on it attached to my tripod. That's because a few months ago I made a blanket for it. I'll explain. Sometimes when you're almost a grown adult, you just want to make a blanket for it. When you're really sad. So I did that, and I don't have enough chairs in my room to hold up the blankets. I have 1 chair in my room, so I kind of attached the corners of the blankets to the wall, and I used my tripod to hold up one of the corners, and the tripod would fall over, so I used that string to, tie it to my carpet. Yeah. if you're, like, a grown adult, or almost a grown adult, and you think that you're too old to make blanket forts, you are not too old to make blanket forts. I encourage you to make a blanket fort. I've been, like, not talking about the mood blanket. I should talk about the mood blanket. So, let me get my little notebook so I can show you all the moods that I've assigned colors to. Okay, I have my little notebook. I might put pictures of all these colors on the screen. I also might not, because that's a lot of work. But I have. So, first mood. I have bored. I have this, like, maroonish reddish color. And then I have, like, silly and cheerful as pink. Uncomfortable as, like, this cream color. Angry and frustrated as, like, yellow. Sad as light green. Happy, content, excited as, like, dark bluish green. I have anxious and worried as purple, but I might get rid of that because I have another color that I have way more of that, is stressed and overwhelmed, and for me those are basically the same emotion. Like, those are very hard to distinguish between. Like, if I feel anxious, like, I also feel stressed and overwhelmed, so I might just, like, not do that. Also, the purple doesn't quite go with the whole color scheme, so I might just not do that, and anytime I feel anxious, I'll just do the stressed and overwhelmed one. But anyway, we have dark brown for foggy, not present, and tired. That's like, if I'm just like on autopilot all day, that's the color that I use. And then the stressed and overwhelmed one is a light brown, and then neutral, fine, is orange. So I didn't film me making all the granny squares for these 4 granny squares. Well, I did film all of them, but I don't have all of them in the video, because the first one I did as a time-lapse because I thought it would look cool, but it just doesn't look cool. Like, it's just too fast and you can't tell what's going on, and it's like, oh, there's a granny square. Where did that come from? Yeah, so, and then the second one, just the lighting looked really bad because at that point it was nighttime and I had a lamp, but it wasn't like a good lamp. So, yeah. Oh, that's another thing. I started out 4 days behind, and by the end of it, like, I'm not 5 days behind, because I did 4 of them, but, it took me 2 days to do all of these, so I'm still 1 behind. Yeah, so the first day, which was the 10th, that I was sad and uncomfortable. Really great day. So we have like green and the cream color, and then the 11th I was good. I had a good day. So that's the happy color, the like teal color. And then the 12th I was like not present, just like on autopilot. So that brown color. And then the 13th I wrote down depressed. Also a great day. I have good days most of the time. That's why I chose the teal color as the happy one, because that's the one I have the most of, so I'm like, I'm gonna be using that color of yarn the most, because, like, I'm happy a lot of the time. I just haven't been having a great week, and that's okay. You don't always have a great week. Okay, so I'm gonna mention this idea the next time I do a drawing video again, because, like, people who watch my drawing videos will be most interested in this. But I want to do a series where you guys can, like, suggest things for me to draw in my sketchbook. Because, like, sometimes you have art block, and you just need people to, like, suggest things for you to draw. So, my idea is I'll do, like, a Google form, and, I'll probably put it in the description of this video if I figure out how to do that. I'll make a Google form, and you can just suggest things for me to draw. And I'll just, like, write them all down on pieces of paper and put them in, like, a jar or something and randomly pick them, as long as they're not, like, inappropriate or something I don't feel comfortable drawing. So yeah, that's a fun thing that's coming up. So, yeah, if that Google form is there, then go put your suggestions for things for me to draw. Okay, I'm just realizing my microphone hasn't been working. But, like, if I switch to my microphone now, then, like, there will be, like, a jarring switch in the microphone quality. So, yeah, it's just been recording from my computer microphone the whole time, so I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you've had the crappy audio, but you're stuck with it. Until next video, I'll have the microphone working next video. So, yeah, it's random question time, so at the end of every video, I ask a random question, just for funsies. Like, I have no ulterior motives related to engagement on YouTube whatsoever. It's just fun. Yeah, so, today's random question is like, what's like a really weird misconception you had as a child about how the world works? It can either be something like another 6-year-old friend told you that was just completely untrue, or you just came to the completely wrong conclusion on your own. So, something I thought when I was little was that, everyone dies of old age, and everyone dies at exactly 100 years old. You can't die before 100, you can't die after 100, just exactly 100 years old. I think the reason I thought this was because, my grandma's dog died, and my mom told me, grandma's dog was 100 in dog years, everyone dies at 100 in whatever years, you live until you're 100, and so don't fear death. So I just thought that everyone lives to 100, and another misconception that's related to that one is that I thought that you just keep growing until you die, you just don't stop getting taller, and that's why adults are tall. So I went to a circus and I saw someone on stilts, and I didn't realize they were on stilts. I just thought they were really tall. So in my head I was like, wow, that person must be 99 years old. That's really old. They're gonna die soon. That's really sad. Yeah, so that was my thought process. So yeah, tell me your funny misconceptions. There's still a little bit of crochet footage left. I'm just finishing attaching this sad green square to the rest of the blanket, so you can keep watching that if you want, but I'm out of things to say. So yeah, have a nice day, and goodbye.